15 years ago, Nissan made a bet. They bet that Americans would buy an electric car before charging stations were everywhere, before EVs were cool, before Tesla was even a household name. That car was the Nissan Leaf. It was not perfect. The range was limited, the design was polarizing, but it started something that changed the entire auto industry forever. Over 18 billion miles have been driven in Leaf vehicles across the world, and now in 2026, Nissan just dropped the third generation, completely redesigned from the ground up, and it is nothing like anything you remember. It starts under $20,000, it goes over 300 miles on a single charge, and it might just be the smartest car purchase any American can make right now. A complete redesign. The old Leaf was a hatchback, small, boxy, and instantly recognizable in a parking lot, not always in a good way. That version is completely gone. The 2026 Nissan Leaf is now a compact crossover SUV, taller ride height, a sleeker and more aerodynamic silhouette, slim checkmark LED headlights, flush motorized door handles on the front and rear doors hidden inside the C-pillars. The drag coefficient sits at just 0.26, genuinely impressive aerodynamics for a vehicle this size. Nissan borrowed design language from the more expensive Aria crossover and pushed the Leaf into a completely different visual category. Two-tone paint options are available. It looks modern, it looks confident, and it no longer looks like a car you drive because you have to. It looks like a car you actually want to be seen in. Battery and range. Here is where things get serious. The 2026 Nissan Leaf comes with two battery options. The base S trim carries a 52 kilowatt-hour pack with 174 horsepower and 254 pound-feet of torque, but the S Plus and above, starting at just $29,990, step up to a larger 75 kilowatt-hour liquid-cooled lithium-ion battery paired with a 214 horsepower motor and 262 pound-feet of torque. That setup delivers an EPA-estimated 303 miles of range on a single charge. To put that number in perspective, the Tesla Model 3 standard range starts at over $40,000 and delivers around 272 miles. The 2026 Nissan Leaf gives you more range for $10,000 less. And here's a fact Nissan is rightfully proud of. The starting price of the 2026 Nissan Leaf is actually lower than what the very first Leaf cost 15 years ago. The original launched at $32,780 in 2011. Today's version starts at $29,990 with dramatically more technology and range. That is genuine progress, looks like.
Charging on the 2026 Leaf is a completely different experience from older models. It now supports up to 150 kilowatts of DC fast charging, a major upgrade that makes quick stops on road trips genuinely practical. And here is the detail that changes everything for long-distance driving. The new Leaf has two separate charging ports, a J1772 port on the driver's side for home charging and public level 2 stations, and an NACS port on the passenger side. The Tesla standard, unlocking access to over 20,000 Tesla Superchargers across the country. You are not stuck hunting for one specific charger type. You use whatever's closest. For cold weather drivers, Nissan also built in a standard heat pump that warms the cabin efficiently without draining the battery, in an available battery heater that preconditions the pack before you arrive at a charger. Real winter readiness, not an afterthought. Inside the car. Step inside and the 2026 Leaf feels like a completely different vehicle from its predecessor. Nissan relocated the shifter controls to the dashboard, freeing up the center console and creating a wide, flat floor across both rows. Second row legroom is noticeably better. The base S Plus comes with a 12.3-inch touchscreen, a 12.3-inch digital instrument cluster, wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi hotspot, and Amazon Alexa. Move up to the SV Plus, and you get dual 14.3-inch screens, Google Maps, Google Assistant via Google built-in, a wireless charging pad, and 6 audio speakers. The top Platinum Plus adds a dimming panoramic roof.
heated front and rear seats, a heated steering wheel, ambient interior lighting, memory driver seat, and a power liftgate. And across every single trim, Nissan includes Safety Shield 360 as standard, automatic emergency braking, blind spot monitoring, lane departure warning, rear cross traffic alert, pedestrian detection, and Pro Pilot Assist for confident hands-free highway driving. Pricing. The 2026 Nissan Leaf comes in 3 trims right now. The S Plus starts at $29,990. The SV Plus comes in at $34,230, and the fully loaded Platinum Plus sits at $38,990. Nissan has also confirmed that a more affordable S trim is coming soon, priced even below the current entry point with the smaller 52 kilowatt-hour battery. For city commuters who did not need 300 miles of range every day, that base trim is going to be one of the most compelling new car values in America. Every trim also comes with vehicle-to-load capability, meaning the Leaf can power devices and appliances through built-in 120-volt outlets inside the cabin and outside the vehicle, up to 1,500 watts of output, enough to run a refrigerator, charge e-bikes, or keep essential appliances running during a power outage. The 2026 Nissan Leaf is not trying to compete with a Rivian or a Cadillac. It's not chasing headlines with 700 horsepower or a 6-figure price tag. It's doing something harder. It's making electric driving genuinely accessible to regular Americans without cutting corners on the things that actually matter. 300 miles of real range, full Tesla Supercharger network access, a heat pump built in, safety technology on every trim, and a starting price that hasn't been this low in 15 years. The EV industry spent years telling people that affordable electric cars were coming. The 2026 Nissan Leaf is proof they're already here. Subscribe if you're new, drop your questions in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.